June 6, 1944, the largest invasion in human history begins. More than 150,000 Allied troops land on the beaches of Normandy. In our timeline, they break through, but in this one, they don't. German artillery never goes silent. Machine gun fire sweeps the shoreline. Landing crafts explode before the ramps even drop. By noon, thousands are dead. By nightfall, the Allies retreat. D-Day fails, and the modern world begins to unravel. What makes this terrifying is how close this scenario came to reality. So what happens next? In 1944, Nazi Germany still controls most of Europe. France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway. The Soviet Union is fighting from the east, losing millions of soldiers. The Allies need a second front. Without it, Hitler can shift his forces east and crush the Red Army. D-Day is not just another battle. It is the key to ending the war in Europe. And in this timeline, that key breaks. The weather turns worse than expected. German radar detects the fleet earlier. Panzer divisions are released immediately. On Omaha Beach, the sand becomes a killing field. Soldiers cannot advance. Reinforcements cannot land. Air support is scattered by storms. By June 8th, Allied commanders face a brutal decision: continue and risk total destruction, or withdraw. Eisenhower orders a full retreat. Operation Overlord collapses. Hitler calls it a miracle. But what he really gains is time. With no Western front to defend, Germany redeploys dozens of divisions to the east. The Red Army slows, then stalls. Battles that ended in 1945 now drag into 1946. More cities burn, more millions die. But Stalin does not surrender. He adapts, he regroups, and eventually, Berlin still falls. But this time, it falls differently. There are no Americans waiting on the Elbe River. The Red Army captures Berlin alone. No divided city, no East and West Germany, no line across Europe. Soviet forces continue pushing westward. When the war finally ends, the Soviet flag flies from Poland to the French border. Europe is not divided, it is absorbed. France is never liberated by American troops. Resistance movements collapse. As German control weakens, Soviet influence fills the vacuum. France aligns with Moscow. Italy follows. Austria follows. There is no Marshall Plan, no NATO alliance. Britain stands isolated. And across the Atlantic, America begins to question everything. The failed invasion devastates public morale. Tens of thousands dead, no victory. Isolationist voices grow louder. Why are we dying for Europe? The United States defeats Japan, but in Europe, it loses influence entirely, and that loss reshapes the Cold War. The Soviet Union now controls Europe's factories and scientists, including German rocket engineers. Missile programs accelerate. The space race begins under a different balance of power. America still builds the atomic bomb, but without strong European allies, its position weakens. By the early 1950s, Europe becomes a nuclear shield aimed at the Atlantic. The United States stands alone. By 1960, the world map is unrecognizable. From the Pacific to the Atlantic coastline, Soviet influence dominates Eurasia. No European Union, no Western Germany, no American bases across the continent. the 20th century becomes a different story. All because of one beach, one storm, one failed invasion. D-Day lasted less than 24 hours. But its success shaped the next 80 years. In reality, it almost failed. A few small differences, and we might live in this timeline. So the real question is not simply, what if D-Day failed? It is this: if one morning in 1944 decided the future of democracy, what moment today is just as fragile? And would we recognize it before it is too late?